Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Sunday, December the 19th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and let's get right to some Skycam images. We've got a shot from Birmingham, and we can see a few clouds there, and a few clouds also visible at Russellville as we go into the northwest part of the state. Looks like those are mostly middle clouds, I believe. And then let's head for the south and get down at the Battleship Park in Mobile Bay. There's the Battleship Alabama, and there are a few clouds over it looks like over to the east-northeast. The surface pattern includes high pressure over about the Ohio River Valley, and that is making its influence felt across nearly all of the eastern half of the country. We do have a few clouds coming down the eastern side or around the Appalachians, the southern end of the Appalachians with that flow. And in the upper atmosphere, we're cooling down just a little bit with a trough over the eastern half of the country, but it looks like nothing nearly as cold as we've experienced recently. As a matter of fact, temperatures across central Alabama at the 6 o'clock hour were generally in the upper 20s, but it's much, much colder off to the northwest. We've got a large area of single digits as well as a fairly sizable area of minus values, so the cold air definitely there. And of course, the weather systems out to the west creating a bit of problems with a number of winter weather advisories, watches, warnings, and that like over there. QPF-wise, we're not looking for much rain over the next 5 days. Looks like our next chance of rain will be Tuesday, and then again on Christmas Eve, but of course Christmas Eve goes beyond much of this forecast period right here. All right, this is the 06Z GFS model run, and there's our surface pattern for today, and you can see the 540 line down in the vicinity of about Gadsden, it looks like, and certainly making it for a chilly day. The ridge comes over us as the trough moves off into the Atlantic on Monday, so that keeps us dry and relatively mild. Tuesday, we've got a strong short wave moving through the Great Lakes. Now, the question is, what influence or how much influence is that going to have on our weather down here? The GFS is continuing to suggest, but I just don't see that much lift occurring with this weather system. But anyway, putting in a small chance for showers, but I really believe most people will stay dry in this particular weather event. That trough zips across into the Atlantic fairly quickly as the ridge builds off to our west just a little bit, which should certainly dry us out and keep us relatively cool. The ridge pattern stays with us, but a short wave is coming through the western part of the United States, and that short wave is going to dive in on the 24th, and that's going to bring us the possibility of rain and a small possibility, I think, that we might see some thunderstorms with a surface low in the vicinity of the mid-Mississippi River Valley. Conditions, this would be one of those, relatively low cape, low top situations, but there is some, looking at model soundings, it looks like there will also be some relatively good turning to the lowest 3 kilometers of the atmosphere. So we're going to have to be watching this situation to see how it evolves over the next few days. Certainly don't want to see a severe weather situation for Christmas Eve, but that is certainly a possibility. The trough dives down, which is going to certainly cool us off, and if you're a snow fan, and I'm a snow fan, this certainly looks like the possibility of some snow flurries on Christmas Day, but I don't think it would be enough to be any serious kind of white Christmas. But anyway, something we can certainly watch for as the surface low heads up the Atlantic coast and the cold air dives in. The question is how much of that wraparound moisture is likely to produce any precipitation. And of course, it looks like it's going to stay cold on the day after Christmas with the trough over the eastern half of the country. And you can see the 540 line diving all the way down to the coast and down into parts of central Florida. All right, out into voodoo country, and yesterday we had a pretty good review of things getting warmer, but now it looks mild, let's say that, not quite as warm. Ridge over the Southeastern U.S. on the 29th. And then as we head into 2011, the third day, it looks like a nearly zonal flow with not quite the amplitude. And, of course, I don't have the NAO graphic to show you, the North Atlantic Oscillation, but the NAO is certainly trending positively, which means we could see a warm-up. And while this zonal flow would be a definite warm-up for us, it's not nearly the warm-up that we were looking at yesterday when it was showing a nice southwesterly flow. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. James Spann will be back with the next edition first thing tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Sunday and Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.